Oh, we lost our repel missiles because we spent a little too long just wandering about the floor without killing things, but we'll remedy that game. We'll remedy that for sure. Fortunately, the shadow can never be unseen to us. So we don't have to worry about them dealing their amplified damage, which is cool. Very sweet. Instead, we can just bring these buddies up. Stair dancing is very strong on Quaslaw, especially if you have an open area at the top of the stairs. Because even besides the usual benefits and routines, you also have the capability to have the clouds once you go up, is what I was trying to say, but I immediately got distracted by a gosh darn Cyclops. I mean, I can definitely run at least a little bit of the way. We also have a repel missiles effect from Quaslaw, so that's pretty sweet. You know what, instead, let's just go to lair. Let's see what our lair is looking like. Hey folks, hey Lynn, how's it going? Hope things are doing well up in Germany. Okay, so that's what's waiting for us at the start of our lair. It's Fanner the Cold-Hearted. Yay! Can basically kill us in 2 spells. Yes, 3 for being more accurate. Let's call it like it is. But definitely 3 spells could potentially kill us. Wild. I think I might just have to pull out Yield Retreat here. Then we could either check out the start of Orc, or we could start heading down into the dungeon and just take care of that Cyclops in the more traditional sense. At least until we get some resistance to cold, that might be nice. So, I guess this is just where we're at now. Let's find other stairs. You're fine, it's 4:40 a.m. here, can't sleep, but it's okay. Sorry to hear that, but obviously for selfish reasons, I'm glad to have you around. Always enjoy your company. I'm glad that besides the sleep deprivation, everything else is going well. That's always good to hear. We're definitely pretty happy on our end of things today, as we were able to get a win already today, and now we're just hoping to double down. August the Tongus. It's been too long since we had a win streak, you know? I'm feeling it. We gotta get that going again at some stage here. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. A lovely comment a lot as well. Okay, another 2-headed ogre. So this is our 3rd 2-headed ogre. Before D10. That's fun. That's a very cool game. So, this time I think I want to not use the immolation scroll and try and beat around the bush in a more circuitous way. Maybe use poison in that one Curari dart we have. Might do the trick. Not if we miss with every single one. I guess we should start with the Curari to even know. If that missed, then we might have been pretty screwed. Let's get some distance between us. Let's maybe not even resort to just poison. Let's bring out some acid, wand of flame. I guess 2d5 versus poison has a 74% chance to hit. Stacks up on each other too. Please don't regain your speed next to me. Okay, perfect. And now this might be a fight that we are a bit more apt to be able to make it through. Giants clubs, no spiked clubs, so that's good. 35, and then plus 2 giant clubs. 2-headed ogres are a good XP boost. It's almost like popping a potion of experience when you get them in the early game. And we should be way ahead in terms of experience, which I guess we kind of are, seeing as how we're just about at min delay with our axes. We're already around 10 with fighting, which is oftentimes when I turn it off for a bit. So I definitely feel like that has been applicable to us here. I'm gonna go for it this time. Okay, perfect. Better than I possibly could have imagined, really. But it's nice to keep that immolation scroll around for the next big bad out-of-depth monster that we run across. Did you hear us talking, troll? I mean, I think I can take you. You at least have slightly less overall health. Still scary though. Let's. Oh, gosh darn it, zombie centaur! What the heck are you doing here? You weren't supposed to be here. Well, in that case, let's take you on a little bit of a lovely journey to the stairway. And then, I just want to fight you. There's going to be no retreat pretty much if I fail to do well. Let's go to the other stairs. See if our Cyclops friend is around, and they are indeed. So, hit for 35 damage. We could just close this gap right away. I guess that's technically equal to the troll. The troll just scared me a little bit because despite them having lower health, they're high regen and our low accuracy, relative at least to later in the game, would give us some issues and struggle, I think. But we might be able to take on this fight. Also, we have 8 scrolls of amnesia already. Dang it, game. I don't need that. Why you gotta do this to me? Well, let's maybe start with some Curari. Good start, good start. Then just blast him. Blast him. Blast them. Just keep blasting them. In fact, no, let's change. Let's go for a roll and a smash. Not too bad, all things considered. Maybe makes me a little bit more inclined to try and fight the troll, even though I really wanted some distance there, just so we could soften the buddy up. Turns out I'm not getting distance. I know that's what I just asked for, but that was stupid of me. How dare I? One of the nice things about Quaswell is, while we make a lot of noise, so that makes it kind of scary sometimes as you draw all the attention to yourself. The nice side of it is that your clouds not only damage enemies as they're following you like this, but on top of that, they can also encourage enemies to give you a square of space. So that's always nice. Let's run away again. Perfect. The most classic of DCSS strats, of course. Wouldn't have it any other way, and ooh, a shop. Probably worth it to buy a magic mapping scroll if just as an identification strategy. Bunch of fancy spears, still no axe, huh? Couldn't make it that easy, could you, game? That's fine. We'll buy another identify. We have 5 curing potions, so I think we'll leave that curing potion in the shop for now. Maybe with a marker on it to come back and buy it later if we're ever running low in that department. And let's read another ID scroll. Heal wounds. Invisibility. That might get us out of a bit of a pickle, so I'm not upset with that for sure. That's Curari and Poison Dart, the son of a gun. That should put us off onto a better foot. Love it. We didn't even get rid of our Curari Dart. That's still around for future use. Perfect. And there we go. Slowly but surely, etching our way into this floor of the dungeon. How much further down can I go, though? Does Quas damage scale with Invo, Piety, or Experience level? Off the top of my bat, I want to say Invocations, but I'm not actually sure off the top of my head. Let's go a quick look into powers here. Protect from all clouds. Slowly surrounded by a loud storm. Cause elemental clouds to appear near followers. Blocks attacks. And deflects incoming missiles. Yep. So not explicitly stated here. We could do a quick query here if I look up DCSS Quaslaw, because I am actually curious for our own play here. It will become relevant to have the information. So lightning rod is the one here. Frequency at which these clouds generate, as well as the amount of noise they generate, rises with Piety. The skill is upgraded further at the 4th level of Piety. Note that storm shield clouds do not spawn in corridors. Okay, so I was just completely wrong, so it's a good thing we looked it up there. Looks like it scales off of Piety. And you're also getting louder, funnily enough. Not just more frequent, so that's good to note. That's definitely pretty solid for us. We're already sitting at a half decent Deputy level here, Jesus. Immediately got my brain just full stopped at the sight of an acid dragon. Resist corrosion, I think this dagger had it. It does. So we could just throw on the dagger and use like throwing consumables and wands to take on this buddy. Doesn't seem like a horrible idea. Let's do so right away. Yes, actually, let's take this yak upstairs. Excuse me, friend. He's not prepared to deal with you. As I forget to switch back to my dagger for this, the whole reason why we did it. But instead, we can just use some fire blasts while we keep ourselves resistant to the corrosion damage, which is lovely. Perfect, and there we have it. One of the other things to note with Quaslal that definitely makes them contingent on a couple of little factors is the simple fact that the clouds do not spawn in hallways. So you, as often as possible, want to be out in wide open areas like this here, because that will give you more effective power for sure. I think it's specifically just in full hallways like this that you don't get the clouds, which makes sense because it would always cause enemies to have to not follow you, and would also just make enemies stand in clouds, which would be extremely strong, but maybe too strong. But that is all good. We can always try and make little shifts and moves to slightly safer places. And, ooh, manual of polearms. Fortunately, not exactly what I was looking for. Could end up switching over. We could even do a quick search for polearm here and see if there's anything that makes it worth the change. Probably not. We are already so close to Mindala with axes. Pretty happy with axes here. Even our mace is looking pretty solid as a substitute weapon for the time being, so I feel like that's so counterintuitive to Crawl though. Like Crawl encourages the opposite, where you only fight one enemy. No, it definitely does, or at least that's the most, yeah, I would definitely agree that that's the most effective way to get through any fight safely. But I think that that's where the trade-off has to happen, because that is such a huge advantage already to have that one-on-one corridor fight. So with Quaz, you're kind of screwing yourself over in some regards. I mean, you already are with the amount of noise that it makes, but clouds being undodgeable, having all different types of elemental damage, I think that they had to come up with some kind of solution to the power levels there. Okay, 500 Hydra right off the bat. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Unseen Horror. That's more like it. One of the few characters with innate sea invisibility. Don't mind if I do. Oh gosh. Hello, friends. Well, in this case, let's switch over to Poison here. And debating taking that buddy upstairs with me, but apparently we're just gonna sit here and tank it. Pretty solid. Oh, and furthermore, with Spindar, what you're mentioning there, that's also, I think, partially why I am attracted to using axes on this character, because I think it'd be really fun to just try and take full advantage of the crowd mentality here. We're gonna roll directly into the middle of crowds and just hack and slash, you know, thunderous bursting clouds of energy and elements bursting around us. Seems kind of fun. Also, I don't like this dungeon. Oh no, everything's getting worse. The walls are closing in on us as we have to find where the heck we're safe to explore here. Just to start out, let's just take a step back, identify some stuff. Maybe, just maybe. Just get the Black Knight Barding and that strat works better. Okay, now we have to then, right? We want to be able to fulfill our destiny and our dreams. Okie dokie, what to do? Definitely in a bit of an interesting predicament. We don't have any resistance to cold to try and take on Fanar. And on top of that, we don't have very many great strategies for fighting Fanar. We could do an Immolate Scroll mixed with Poison. Maybe, just maybe. If Fanar does a lot of damage to us we could try and initiate the Torment Scroll strategy, if it comes down to that. But maybe before we start resorting to those extreme measures, let's head to Orc. See if it's any better. And I gotta tell you, the answer is no. It is not any better. In fact, worse in some ways. Better in some, don't get me wrong, but definitely worse in some ways. Oh, just getting completely surrounded by enemies right away. Fantastic. But we can kind of just run around here and let everyone force their way through our clouds. Perfect, you'd love to see it. Ooh, and you really do, because we also find ourselves a broadaxe. So that is stellar. Now all we need is a brand weapon scroll and some enchantment scrolls. Could just read ID a few of these scrolls probably. So we haven't found teleport, we haven't had fog. Move curse is no longer a thing. Let's start reading. Enchant weapon. So that on the broadaxe. Half decent start. Strangely unstable, so we got teleportation, and we have enchant armor as well. So let's just enchant anything for now. Not half bad. Do I want to read the scroll Quethrifi Viop? No. A brand weapon scroll is asking for too much, don't get me wrong. But it would be pretty cool. I've also just realized now that I'm stupid. I mean, again realized, because there's so many reasons and different varying degrees to which I am stupid. But we are switching off from our mace to the dagger to get resistance to corrosion, but our mace has resistance to corrosion on it. Oh, silly old me. That's fine. That's all good and dandy. It does make me want to drop the dagger, but I should keep it around for that slight resistance to poison advantage that we might need. Should also check. We lose 3 AC switching over to this armor, but we do gain willpower. Stealth, that's totally useless to us. No way does that pan out. But willpower, definitely nice. Now I've been completely and utterly distracted. Let's read ID one more scroll. Ah, scroll of vulnerability. Interesting. Not what we were hoping for, but definitely not the end of the world. So, I think it's time to start pulling out some drastic strats here. I'm hoping Fanar is still a ways away from the stairs. Should I have Guardian Spirit or Reflection? I guess here. And Shift X, square bracket to look down. Take a nice good look at this buddy. Bolt of Cold will be reflected. Ozakubi's Refrigeration, not so much. Probably... Oh. Jeez, all yawns hitting at once. Probably slightly more effective to have the extra health. Okay, don't be next to the stairs. Yes. Are you gonna walk up to me though? Because I'm gonna kill myself with immolation if I'm not careful. Let's do it. I guess, ooh, Curari. That's the answer. You fool. Doesn't help that you blink. You can explode off screen, you son of a gun. Okay. That was awesome. That worked as intended, which is not what I usually find to be the situation. But I will definitely take whatever I can get. Let's keep it going. Try not to immediately throw away our life after looking like a genius for once in our DCSS career. Well played. Thank you, thank you. It's only so impressive because of how poorly we often plan our things out, but I'll take it. Okie dokie. Starting to get surrounded. Blink frogs actually aren't too bad of a fight when you're worshipping Quaslal, because they'll keep bouncing around you, and as they do, they're constantly walking in and out of clouds, sometimes even just blinking directly into them, so that's pretty sweet. Because I think that at the end of the day, Quaslal really comes down to being a bit of a momentum machine. You want to get to the stage where you're absolutely steamrolling and further ahead in a lot of respects, Because if you can do that, then it doesn't matter how much noise you're making, and instead you just want to draw everyone to you, get them walking through your clouds as much as possible and stuff like that. So it's been too long since we checked out our skills, so let's take another peek at this side of things. Because axes hit mid delay, I guess broad axe has a mid delay of 16, I believe, so we will have to train a little bit more. But I think it is high time that we get some invocation coming along. Can even turn off fighting for now. It's at a decent little sitting point there. I think we're going to do invocations, evocations in the background for some alternate sources of damage at the very least. Resistance from cold ring after we've already killed Fanart. Perfect. And see, there we go. That's where we see the clouds working at their full extent, because as the axe try and approach us, they're just taking so much damage. And same with wolves. We also want to let ourselves get surrounded, and we can absolutely just start slaying. I guess one thing that I wasn't considering earlier when Wereblood was mentioned as a spell, Wereblood is actually very good, not just as an auxiliary for kind of like a fighter style character, but also as a Quaslaw worshipper, because we're making a lot of noise, we're calling attention to ourselves, we're prolonging fights extremely long, so it does make sense in its own way to try and take advantage of that and gain slaying as the fight goes on. Also, this fight went downhill real fast as I was trying to explain stuff. That's my bad. So I'm going to use some unavoidable damage to just finish off that cane toad. Hopefully no hydras sneak up on us. That'd be nice. Okay, we're all good. Not too shabby here. Definitely making it by on most of these fights a little bit closer than I otherwise might like. As mentioned earlier, if we want to be steamrolling, we're not quite there yet, being honest with ourselves, but there is still plenty of run to go. I'm taking you upstairs. Don't have poison resistance, so snakes are going to be a bit of a nuisance, to say the least. But you can't pick which Esperances you get. 8-headed Hydra. That's also something, I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of, so... One more stairwell? Why is this Palentonga so cursed? It's each and every fight we come across, more brutal than the last. But I believe. Dongus lives. Hello, friend. Didn't see you there. Well. I guess I can just hit you a bit. Perfect. Guess the one advantage that we do gain from fighting... Oh, crap. It hit a Hydra's feet up in water. I was about to say that against snakes and hydras as well, we do have cold clouds, so that does give us some potentiality to slow these sons of guns. Unfortunately, I don't know how much the slow will help us here. Things are going to get a little bit rough before they get better. So, to take on an 8-headed Hydra, we do have a decent number of wand charges that we could just start blasting away. But we have low AC, so we're not lasting very many turns against the son of a gun. Upheaval blasts a small area with magma, ice, wind, or rubble. Invocations increase both damage and area of effect. So our invocations up to 3.4, not exactly stellar, but we could try that out. Which one is Elemental Force? Cause your elemental clouds to coalesce into friendly elementals. It's that one. Okay, this is a skill that I find really fun. Invocation skill increases the maximum number of elementals that can be created with one use of the ability. That is a 24% chance to fail, but gives us some bodies to block this Hydra pal. I think I'm gonna try it once. Oh baby. Then, please distract that Hydra. Wow, they almost killed that Hydra, is the thing. So, change of plans. I'm no longer running away. I'm doubling down. Unavoidable ice blasts. Hey, not bad. That saves us from having to deal with that son of a gun in the future, and much like the two-headed ogre discussion we had earlier in the run, it also gives us a nice little boost in terms of experience, which you love to see. Oh gosh, please stop chasing the frog. As I go back and forth between manual movement and auto fighting with tab, creates a really chaotic pattern at the very least. Okie dokie. Last cane toad didn't go so well for us. I'm gonna try upheaval. I don't really want to spend the piety. I kind of want as much piety as we can get, but I do want to see efficacy. Last device hits the cane toad but does no damage. That's very cool. Very fun and cool game. Totally happy about that. I want to give him some frost. Give him some ice clouds. Ice clouds. You son of a gun. Now I get all the ice clouds. Oh no, just in time. Oh no, petrification. Okay. Huh. Still alive. Basilisk did close the gap to us, which I don't love to see. We have 29 ice blast charges. Wow, that really shot up there real quick. So I'm going to step up. And we're going to blast him. Then let's try and repeat that. Oh, we don't need to step up here. We can instead just freaking blast them. And now before we are slowed down to the nth degree, let's get one more in, shall we? Hey, perfect. So we want to make sure that we don't go through all of our ice blast charges too quickly, because there is always more use for them. Why do I have death yaks on layer 2? Game, explain please. Game, explain. Running away only helps us so much. I kind of want to fight one of them. Either want to fight one of them or get them walking through enough clouds that I feel more secure. But there we go, we can fight one. And then we can also walk it through clouds. Bit of a wombo combo, if you ask me. But we cannot go down this stair. We have to go down this stair. Perfect. Let's not run into those death yaks again from a horrible angle. And try and do a similar strategy, I guess, to take them out. Perfect. Ice cloud right on the snake. Love to see it. Let's keep it going here. Should stop fighting in hallways quite so much, because we don't get to take full advantage of our God-given abilities, but... Hello, Death Yak. Just one of you? Should we fight in the more traditional sense? Let's bring you in. Wait for a cloud to engulf you. Ah, no, that didn't last very long. Here. It's not quite doing it, huh? Give me ice, fire, something. Please, Quaz. Are you listening, Quazlaw? I need you. Perfect. Well, that worked out. Slowly but surely narrowing down this Death Yak pack. Something that we can attack. And that's impressive because we don't know Jack. The Black Yak attacked Jack. There we go. That's more fun. Let's put it into a full tongue twister instead of just randomly rhyming words together. But okie dokie. We did not lose our Curari Dart yet. Heck yeah, bud. This Curari Dart is going to get us through most of the game if I have anything to say about it. Perfect. Still alive and kicking. You do you, Curari Dart. Never change. And now let's try and bring some of these friends upstairs. Perfect. Maybe the same. Oh gosh, that's a lot of friends. What the heck? Excuse me? Elementals, please. Am I going into a dead end too? I am. Isn't that fun? Well, in that case, let's stop moving and think about things for a second here. I mean, I put myself into this, but I didn't think that we'd have quite so many enemies waiting for us down there. Nice big stretch. Get limber. Healthy body, healthy mind, and want to make sure that we're paying full attention here. Let's see, we could start blasting a little bit with Ice Blast, try and deal some damage before they surround us, but I don't think that gets the job done. Alternatively, could probably survive long enough for a teleport to take place. Let's try. Read teleport. And then I'm so sorry, Water Elemental, but getting left behind for sure. So we slowly but surely heal up here. We are also back a bit lower in terms of piety now, which is interesting. I'm starting to see the ramifications just in regards that at 3 pips and below here, we're just getting a single wall of clouds, versus at the higher levels, we were getting 2 tiles around our character every direction, which is definitely what we need. And heck yeah, that just barely worked out. Never didn't have it. We just hide away in a cubby hole just long enough to keep ourselves alive. It should be just about good. Now we've cleared out everyone, right? Yeah, essentially. So let's try our best to regain some of that lost piety, because I would really enjoy having that greater cloud efficacy once more. Oh, my yak friends. One day I'll have an axe and I'll be more than excited to face you in that way, but for the time being, no thank you. Also, Cataplebis, hello? Hello, sir? Please, please no, stop, sir. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I should have known this was unexplored territory. What am I doing with my life? So, out of the frying pan into the much hotter, much more dangerous fire here. Let us just read our last teleport scroll. Is that really the best I can do? We could try running a bit and use like a blinking scroll, but I think we have to save our blinking scrolls for when the teleport takes us somewhere horrible. Like that. Aren't I immune to petrifying clouds? I am! I'm immune to all clouds. Huh. Who would have thunk? In that case, we don't have to worry quite so much. That's awesome. Because we can just walk everyone through clouds. Thanks for the reminder, Eggly. I owe you one. Gotta remember, it's all clouds. Every single one of them. Never have to worry about a cloud again in my life. It's that easy, folks. But let's still take all of our new friends to our stairway. Can pop on up. And we'll still probably reset that fight and find a different avenue of attack, as it were. Especially since we haven't found any more downstairs yet. Turns out it was just out of sight range, of course. Very classic DCSS move there.